you on this?
No. Sajor. Sajor. Oh, Steve Sajor. 90.5 FM KSJS. Look at him. Sajor. With Ken Kivy. Giving love advice and rocking out. You ask me why I talk about Steve Sajor? Well, there he is. I was going to say you're probably sitting next to him, but if he's watching my shit, you're probably just in the toilet or something. Yeah. He just became my 56th subscriber. I got home. Look at that. New subscriber, and this is Sajor. Holy crap. I'm sure this is the guy from 90.5. I went into the site to his page and I looked, and it's got pictures of Saratoga, tree line, tunnel, driving down the road behind a big rig. He was probably going, get the hell out of the way. So he took a picture and said, the lovely roads of Saratoga, stuck behind a truck going through a tree tunnel. 56. What is that? That's like 7 8s, 8 7s, 7 8s, or it could be 14 4s. I think 8 years old. What was I doing? What kind of story do I have to tell you? I have no story for 8 years old. I was younger than the kid then. What do I know? I was just running through the fields blind and naked, looking at the stars, spinning around. It was younger than that I started spinning around like that, looking at the stars, to the point where you get dizzy and you collapse and you giggle and everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. And looking back now at those times, I think this is how you determine whether a kid's going to be some kind of addict when they grow up. It's not the addiction that's causing it. They want to take it all the way back to our genetic disposition and shit like that. Well, the genetic disposition is getting your kids spin around so you can sit there and drink. The kid spins around, falls down, giggling with all his friends, looking at the stars, watching them swirl when you're spinning backwards like that. And that's the first time that kid's ever been high. And so he knows sometimes to feel that much better, it takes adding a little bit more than just your daily routine. Ah, 8. 14, nothing happened at 14. So then you got to 4 14s to get to 56, and then you think, well, 2 28s to get to 56. Sajor! Oh my God, you've done it again. What was I doing at 28? Well, that would have been 1998. I'd just been released from the Ukraine as a political prisoner on my own strengths of coercion. I didn't call the damn embassy. One guy that I was with, he's saying, we're calling the embassy. I said, you shut the fuck up. And that's when they started taking us seriously, because they didn't understand English at all. Their interpreter didn't fucking speak English well at all. And I said, you shut the fuck up. We call the embassy and they're just gonna send us back to the US. I'm going back to England. Don't fuck up my trip. Yeah. That's what I was doing in 98, and then it was the first start of the dawn of betrayal. After I got back from there, I'd done my classes for the college radio thing. I took the tests, and you were supposed to get 100% on the test if you're gonna fucking be a DJ on the air. And they told me, they said, afterwards, I'm like, I might have missed a question. They said, Sharon Jennings and Andrew Kirby, you know. And then there was Jeremiah, the prophet. One of them was there. Said, it doesn't matter if you pass, we're putting you on the air. And I was like, oh. Talk about privilege. Must have been something about me. You've got something about you. God of thunder. So that's when I started the Dawn of Betrayal. So if you want to go take the number 56 and divide it up in different ways and find a year that worked best for you, you can tell a story about it, and that's it. The Dawn of Betrayal began after I got back from England. Because I had already passed all my stuff. I hadn't had a show yet. I'd done my training, but then I went right on. I went in there with stories about Iraq, stories about fish in Alaska, with stories about getting around from the Western Bloc to the Eastern Bloc to Canada. That's the Chinese name for Canada. Did you know that? It is. With China, it was so far from the outer regions that when new words start coming, they just make a word that sounds something like it. Some of the little 3-bit phonemes have meaning, but not always. Like Gaylord. I'm from Gaylord, Michigan. I'm sitting there and they always, kids, teacher, where are you from? These kids these days, they call me that. I don't know why. I'm a terrible teacher. Never liked it. And there'd be a map on the wall, and I knew the names for California and Canada, California. That's wrong. I've forgotten those but the one I remember is there's a word for Michigan. I think it's Michigan on their map. It's written in Chinese and then in Pinyin. But when they asked in the one place I was, where are you from? And I looked at Michigan to my homeland, and there, that little town of Gaylord has a name on the Chinese map. It's Gaylord. So ever after having seen that, I'm like, holy fuck, they got a name for us. People say, teacher, where are you from? And I say, Gaylord. And they say, they'd never heard of it, but it's on the map. We have a name. And so there I was at the radio station, and Sajor was there with Ken Kibbe, and they were giving love advice and playing rock, all this stuff. Having fun. and I get a thing from Ken Kibbe. Just when I got home today, I pulled out my phone this evening. Pulled out my phone, and I looked, I said, "You've got a new subscriber." And it says, "Sajor." I said, "Holy fuck. Sajor. That means I've gotten back to 90.5 FM. KSJ San Jose. That means I've touched back to my roots with this organic fucking just tendril fucking like calla lilies that froze through the winter because you left them in the ground, and halfway through the summer when you think they're dead, they go, "Oh!" And they come up and you say, "I've beat the system." I have also had a person, Brad Stoner, texted me very early on, and I'd been waiting for this to happen, to have just a random person that I have no contact with, that I've had from my past, get a hold of me. And there the day came. It was pretty quick. It was shocking to me. I was like, yeah, it made you think that things were going to be so easy. Brad Stoner says, "Archie, is that you?" And I was like, "Don't tell people my name." And just a random person out of 7 billion people on this planet, somebody knew me. And you'll find you probably know me too. So there he is saying, he's in it. It's good to see you, Sage. But we're in it now. Sweet baby Jesus. Oh, we're in it now. Now our featured presentation. I'm living a life in the news like that thing I said about being in the fabric of the shroud, where you can see both sides of things. You can watch the news on TV all day long and see it as something far away, until you hear the police cars behind you and you realize, holy shit, they're talking about us. They're talking about us. I was out in the world this evening, and I was coming out of where I was at, and I was making a right turn. I said, this might be the better way to go. Easier to get out of this fucking lot. And there was a car in front of me, so I couldn't just blow out in front of something. And all of a sudden, ooh, you hear the police cars. It's like, that's not an ambulance. Sometimes you hear an ambulance and you remember that joke that some comedian said once when an ambulance, a siren was going on outside his show. He said, "Oh, there's my ride." So you hear an ambulance, you go, "Oh, there's my ride." But these were police cars. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And look, like, I saw, and I saw it at the last second, the way I understand it is over there like 6. There were 4, there was a police car, just a run-of-the-mill RoboCop police car, and behind them, blowing through heavy traffic. Traffic was just like, gotta get the fuck out of the way. You know, you see lights coming up behind you that fast. People don't screw around anymore. They're like, I guess they mean it. They're gonna run me right off the fucking road like the Batman. They were coming like that through main thoroughfare, huge traffic, just blowing like they didn't care. And there's that cop car. And then there are 4 more behind it, 4 more police vehicles with long trailers on them. 4 of them in a row with 4 quad runners apiece on them. And they're just, whoa! And then up behind them comes another cop car. They've got a point and a rear, and they've got the whole herd moving through. And it's like, that's more quad runners than they need. They're taking them somewhere. I couldn't pull out in front of them because that car was in the way. It would have made it easier, because after that there was a whole long line of traffic coming. It's patience. You understand. There's some sort of civilization going on where this is what we built, right? And thinking about it, you're about to find out region where we're at. This kid just shot up the school a couple days ago. And the parents came on video, and it's interesting to me because what I hear and what I heard, and then I watched, and then I saw driver's license photos. The picture that they had when they were on the Zoom meeting for court for their kids shooting everybody up. They were in hoodies. The guy had a hat on, and this woman, she's just, they didn't look like they were going to court. I always say you got to look good when you go to court. When I first heard about it, I'm like, these are people who are jerks, you know? But I realized when they shared the driver's license photographs of them that in the driver's license photograph, the father looks like a lean, healthy person, younger than me. He's got glasses on and a good crew cut haircut type of thing. And in her picture, the mother's picture, she doesn't have glasses on. But in the Zoom meeting, they're both got their hoodies and shit on. The dad was really just like that. No glasses. But the mother was there, and she was like that too. She had glasses. They weren't, disrespecting the courts. They were trying to cover their public image so that they could still go out, They need to still be moving around. And they ditched on the kid after that. They also got charged for 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. I mean, what else would you call it? After you raise a kid to do this, there's this whole story. And the point is, these people are out running around out there. And this kid, some might think they do or don't like capital punishment. And some might think they do like or not like capital punishment in a way that's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Some people might think that this kid that did it really wouldn't have done it if he hadn't been raised by parents like that. And he really wouldn't have done it if he wasn't sitting here watching the news, being fed the news by his parents, and how they're saying it's time to make a change. And whatever they're going to do, it's okay because, look, all these people that were part of this January 6th thing, they just say, I'm not coming. And you gotta struggle, and somebody's gonna save them. And, you know, it's like religion. Somebody's gonna save you. Somebody will save you as long as you think you're doing the right thing. It doesn't work that way. So some people might think that they should really exemplify this kid. Give an example that people can pay attention to. You can say good example, bad example, that's a Valiant's call. Every example is an example worthy of attention. Some people might think they should exemplify this kid and this man old enough to know what. He's not even murdering anybody. Murder to me suggests the idea that you knew them well enough to hate them well enough to kill them. This is a person that just walks in and just shoots at everything that moves. There might be, hey Jim, how you doing? But Jim's not going to stand up for you in court. You might as well shoot him. That's what he's thinking. Burn him at the stake. Or do what I say. Somebody that killed 17 people, we've got the technology today. Just fucking inject him, kill him. And when he's gone for about 30 seconds to a minute, bring him back. We can do that. Killed 17 people. Let's just fucking keep doing this back and forth. Let this person die and come back. Let this person die and come back. Let this person die and come back. And there, after the 17 times that you do it for his 17 souls, he's back and he's saying, I saw the tunnel. I saw the tunnel. I can be a better person. I know. I was there on the other side. I got the near-death message. And you say, well, fucking should have tried harder. Don't be so fucking eager next time. And just put him down. Let him go to that hell without giving him the chance to fucking make a better person of himself. He's already done enough and done no better without being threatened. And so then, there it is. Kids in fucking jail. Maybe even take all the people that were affected by this. This will be for the parents, because the parents fled after their little Zoom meeting, and the thing on the thing says they surrendered, but that's from his. They were supposed to have shown themselves, but they didn't show up. And then his attorney says, yeah, they're coming in. Last I knew, they didn't fucking have them in custody. So they're hiding somewhere the way we see it. They just fucking disappeared. And so they ditched on the kid after making jokes on text messages about ha ha ha, LOL. You just don't want to get caught, everything. And so they're out there someplace. They're supposed to be in custody. And then you've got these things going by, forerunners and everything, where there are woodlands around here, right where we were. We're not far from them. Ah, see it, babe. Oh. And then, ooh, I get home and I hear a continuous stream of police cars still. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Damn helicopter goes over. Is it a police helicopter? Or is it, I'm thinking it's a police helicopter, because it wasn't until I yawned. I was yawning. And I did hear something because the yawn was taken on the inside. I was hearing the inside of my body, but I heard something go, and right then Victoria says, gunshot. I was like, what? She said, that was a gunshot. She knows the sound of a gunshot. There's a gunshot. So, do they have them surrounded in a small cabin out in the woods? Helicopters coming down, and they're like, murder, suicide, baby. But there was only one gunshot. He couldn't do himself. He couldn't do himself. So if what's going on now, according to the marshals, that Oakland County and the U.S. Marshals have come together to work on this case, it happened right at the time. Perfect timing for those cop cars to be blown by and all this, and everything going on. They got him. But he didn't put the gun to his own head. He just killed her. Or she killed him. I'm sorry to be chauvinistic. Maybe she killed him and said, ah. Yeah. Whoever it is they take in from the parents, see, there's the next step. This thing that they raised, they designed this from what I see. Some people might say firing squad. Not with professionals, with all the people that have been touched by it, even people that have kids that are in distress because of it. They say, well, you come out too. And have all these people coming out there. And, you know, there are obviously Democrats that are, because it's gotta be some kind of nut that's actually raising a kid to go out and kill everybody. The other side, the kids that are getting killed, are trying to teach civilization and such. So these guys can't shoot. Let them all take a shot. Keep taking a shot from, say, 25 yards. Make it 50. Let them all shoot until they're either done or out of bullets. And if they're out of bullets, we run out of rounds, go out and stomp Private Pyle's guts out and shoving him into his face and stomp his head. This is what some people might say. It might be time that we've stopped believing that just because other people can get away with it, that it's okay.